elementary kids don't get a lot of opportunity to do art at school because there's so many other things they have to do. They get music, but sometimes that's about it. The teachers will bring in a project here and there, but it's not a real focus on arts education. And there are lots of children who just really gravitate towards the arts. And I also believe that the arts are a way for children to develop incredible skills beyond just the art that they make, but life skills. And art makes us all more human, and we need it for our society. So, you know, we wanted to fill that need, and so every year we've managed to pull together local artists. We always focus on the prairie in some way. This year it's just imagining the prairie. The idea of what could it be, what is it now, what would you like it to be, how would you like to decorate it, anything like that.
The camp is called Prairie Camp. It's put on by the Prairie Renaissance Cultural Alliance. You know, the first day they made books and did a lesson on creative writing and drawing for our field trip that we took the next day up to the horticulture gardens, where they were encouraged to write and draw what they would think the prairie would look like 10, 15, 20 years from now, or what it used to look like 100 years before we were even here. Because our whole theme this week has been Imagine the Prairie. And, you know, we're encouraging them to think outside of what they see.
Yesterday when we went out to the turbines with Troy Goodnow, I learned so much about how there was like a mile up of ice where we were standing, how tall the grass was, that the only living tree was like 3 miles away. It was a lot of fun.
I always learn from the kids. It's always fun to work with them and see their reaction to something. The best thing about pulling a print off the press is lifting up the paper to see what you got. And to see their reaction, it's almost like when I first started doing it, I had that reaction the first time. That's kind of what I wanted, is to be a kid again, I guess, sometimes.
I really like doing this. This is probably my favorite class because it's like I can do like whatever I want on these. They're really fun.
You get to be creative?
Yeah. At my house, if I get creative in my house, I'm in timeout. This is one of my favorite camps because it's like I can get together with a bunch of my friends instead of like just sitting down watching TV and stuff, eating popcorn. And I can just like have fun and run around, and they do like a little skit at the end, which is just a lot of fun. I just love this camp. It's one of my favorites because I can just, you know, be myself and stuff. Moment of truth.
Drum roll. Nice print. Nice print. I like that.
Well, what I like about Prairie Camp is seeing what the children create, and to see the enthusiasm that they have, and the attention that they give to their teachers to learn new things, and then they turn it back around and apply it right away. The kids are just wonderful, and we have a really great group of kids again this year.
I think it's a great situation to be able to teach classes like this, to have art organizations like the PRCA to be able to have a venue to teach kids like this and introduce them to, you know, music and other things that they might not see at this age. And obviously, a lot of them never print make before or done works on paper, so I think they were really receptive to be able to do that. And I think it's great to have the legislative funds, the grants, to be able to do something like this, actually see our dollars go back into investments in our kids, things like that. The more they're introduced to artwork, art forms, creative things, music, anything, that it helps them be a more rounded individual. So the earlier you catch that with them, the more it's imprinted, and the more they push their creativeness, and they keep their creativeness too.
I love it here.
Why do you love it here?
Because it's really fun, because you get to do lots of activities and all sorts of stuff. Like we get coloring books in the room over there. That's why. And today we played musical chairs. I was just starting to get a little used to it the first time because I had to go out the first time. But then I got to only to 2 chairs. But I lost when it was only 1 chair. I put these on too early and I was rolling it, and then all the flowers got stuck on one of the rollers to like pick them up, and that's why my fingers are all crazy. But they were more crazy before. I just had to wash them off. But yesterday I like paint all over my face, and like everyone was like, "What happened to your face?" And I said, "Oh,